Namaste and welcome to Yoga with Lisa SXM. Thank you for joining me this morning. Today we're going to be extra gentle, taking it slow, and we're just going to start in an easy pose. So let's bring our legs into a comfortable position, whatever that might be for you. Try to have a nice straight back and lift from the tailbone all the way up to the top of the head. Just imagine somebody's got a string attached to the top of your head, gently pulling you up. Lift from the waist through the chest, but let the shoulders relax. Create space between the ears and the shoulders. Arms can be heavy and rest on your legs or on your knees. Palms up, receptive to the energy around you. We'll start with just our breath, thinking about the breath and just observing it in its natural state, its natural rhythm. Take a moment to notice where you're breathing from. And now take a nice big deep breath. And notice, did your shoulders rise? Try and keep them from doing that. Use your chest, your diaphragm, your belly. Shoulders don't need to rise when you take a big breath in. Close the eyes, focus on your breath. Join me in a peaceful moment of quiet and stillness, finding your center. Take a moment to see if you can feel your heart beating, feel your blood pulsing through your torso, through your limbs. With each heartbeat, a tiny throbbing pulsation through the arms and legs and belly. We're going to pay special attention to any chronic pain that we have today. So if you feel like someone who has that often common painful spot, we're going to try and send some love to that spot, send some healing energy with your breath to that spot. And wherever it may be, try and squeeze the muscles around it and release, like you're giving yourself a massage by squeezing the muscles around that chronic pain spot, wherever it might be. Squeeze and release with breath and with healing energy, with love. If you have chronic pain, don't feel like it's an enemy of you. It's a part of you. Just like if you have a child in your family that's got issues and got a little bit of emotional problems or physical problems, you don't hate them, you don't isolate them, you give them more love, you give them more support. Your body is like that. It responds better to positive energy, positive love. Beautiful, thank you. Let's bow the head and let the back of the neck release. Keeping the back straight, keeping the shoulders in line with the hips vertically. Let the neck release completely. Release your belly so your neck can let go all the way, and let your head be so heavy. Let it just fall down in front of your chest. Keep your breath long and slow, deep and full. With every exhalation, release a little more. Let the head drop a little farther down. And let's slowly move the chin to the left, just a few inches along the collarbone, and then slowly back to center. Take a breath and let it hang. And then next inhale, move your chin a few inches the other direction towards your right shoulder, but not all the way. And back to center with an exhalation. And then take another breath here, just letting the head hang in front of your chest. Release your belly. We kind of have to keep reminding ourselves to release the belly because it's instinct to squeeze it in, hold it in. We want that flat stomach appearance. Right now we want to release and relax, breathe, and find balance in the body. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in, move the chin a few inches to the left and back with an exhalation. Inhale a few inches to the right and back to the center with an exhalation. 3 more times, just like that. I'm going to lift the face now. Slowly bring it straight up to look forward. We're going to blink our eyes. Try and wake those eyes up. Scrunch the face all together and breathe in. Open your eyes wide, open your mouth wide, stick your tongue out and exhale. Squeeze everything in. Make a fist with your hands. Breathe in. Open the fingers wide, open the mouth, open the eyes wide. Exhale. 2 more times, just like that. Breathing in. Wonderful. Hands come to prayer pose. Bow the head slightly. Let's take a moment to set our intention for today's yoga. What brings you to your mat today? Whatever it is, even if you can't put it in words, try to feel it in your heart, in your mind. Maybe see it in your mind's eye. And we're going to lift the hands up as we breathe in. Offer that intention to the heavens. Open the arms all the way down to the floor. Bow the head. Lift the face, lift the arms, breathe in. Bring it to your heart. Exhale, bow the head. 2 more times, just like that. Breathe in, lift up. Arms out to the side, all the way to the floor by your hips. Exhale, bow your head. Arms up, breathe in, lift the face. And come to the heart. 1 more time. Beautiful. Let's stretch those legs out. Pull the flesh away from your sitting bones if that suits you. And we're going to flex the ankles, point the toes. Flex and point. Try to open the windows in the back of the knees, feeling earth energy enter the body. In the back of the knees where you're so open and vulnerable, and also in the bottom of your root chakra, in between the hips, your connection to the earth. Point the toes slowly and flex. Waken the legs up. Beautiful breath. Beautiful belly breath. All right, now I'm going to challenge you. Bring your toes to a point and just keep the ankles like that. Just bring the toes back. Point the toes, flex the toes. Point and flex. Keep your breath moving. Point the toes, flex the toes, flex the ankles. Curl the toes, point the toes and ankles. Let the toes lead the flexing of the whole foot and ankle. All right, wiggle your toes and relax your feet. Let them flop open. Push your knees apart a little bit. Knees can just be slightly bent here. Can get your feet a little wider apart. We're going to slide the hands down towards the ankles. Round your back. Don't try and do a big sacral stretch right now. Hands sliding on the top of the legs from hips to ankles. Round your back. And you can just keep your eyes cast downwards towards your knees or the floor between your knees. Coming up, we breathe in. Exhale, round your back. Exhale, reach for your ankles. Maybe as you get a little bit more limber this morning, we reach for the toes. That's up to you. Reach for your instep, your sole of your feet. Beautiful to find what works for you. You don't always have to listen to my prompts, you can find your own inspiration. Your body will tell you what it needs if you listen closely with love and acceptance and breath. Let's think of the back rolling down one vertebrae at a time and rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Three more times. Remember, your feet are released and relaxed now. We're rolling through the spine, reaching for the ankles or toes. This time we're going to stay down. It can be very soft here. Let your arms rest on your legs or in the floor between your legs. And try to release your neck so your head seems so heavy. Your breath will naturally be light and small here, but try to keep it from your belly even though it's small. Wonderful. Let's walk the hands up towards the hips, come up, and we're going to scoot down onto our backside now. Knees are bent and pointing up towards the ceiling. The heels are somewhat close to your hips. Arms can be wherever feels comfortable to you right now, maybe out like a capital letter T, maybe elbows bent up into the cactus pose, maybe reaching high up overhead like a surrender. Whatever position of the arms makes you feel balanced and peaceful and relaxed. Take a moment to notice your hips and shoulders, make sure they're aligned and equally balanced, pushing down into the floor. Big breath in. Remember to use your belly as you breathe out and in. Beautiful. Put your ankle on your knee. I'm putting my right ankle on my left knee. Take your hand and push the knee away just a minute. Hold it away. And a big breath in and out. And arms out to the floor again. Foot back to the floor. 2 breaths. Feel the heaviness of your body pushing down into the earth. Finding its natural weight without judgment. When you're ready, we'll put the left ankle on the right knee and just gently push that knee away. Keep breathing. When you're ready, put your foot back on the floor and rest your arm on the floor. Drop both knees to the left. Let's bring our attention to our tailbone and lower back. You probably feel a little bit of compression or tension, a little bit of stress in those vertebrae in the lower spine. Your challenge here is to relax. You might need to move the location of your feet just slightly. Release, relax your tailbone. Relax your hips. Relax your belly. Now bring your attention to your shoulders and the back of your skull. Feel the heaviness pulling you down. Release and relax. And lift the knees up. Let's go all the way to the other side.
Again, bring your attention to your lower back, your tailbone area, and your hips. As you breathe deep into your belly, relax your hips, release everything. Trust yourself enough to let go. Feel gravity pull you down. Don't resist it at all. When you're ready, bring your knees up. We're going to bring the knees all the way to the chest and wrap your arms around your knees. Squeeze it in and release a few times. Yeah. Let's raise up those heels as if you're reaching your heels and the back of your knees from your hips, back of your knees to your heels, straight up to the ceiling, straight up to the sky. Flex your wrists as well, reaching your arms up. Feel your elbows opening up through those inner eyes. Let them stare at each other a little bit. Thumbs point towards each other, little fingers pointing away as far as you can. Flex your ankles, flex your wrists. Keep breathing. Exhale, point your toes and bring your hands over into the shape of a flamingo head. And back and forth we go. Breathe. It should feel really good. If your knees can't quite get straight, it's okay. Don't judge yourself. Do what you can. It's good that you're trying. It's good that you're moving and breathing. Beautiful. Let's circle the ankles and circle the wrists all the way around. Change direction whenever you want to, whenever you feel like it. I see I'm a little off camera. Keep circling your ankles, circling your wrists. This is a low quality production, but I think it's helping people, so that's why I do it. It helps me when I know I'm helping people, and we're just moving and breathing. Gentle yoga for anybody and everybody. And if you feel like it's too much for you, if you want to message me, send me any kind of critique, I'm happy to hear and interact with you. I appreciate your messages. Always welcome. Let's bend down and reach up. Point and flex. Bending arms and legs down and pushing them back up. Point and flex. Let's think about keeping the flex on the ankles and the wrists. And imagine you've got something heavy on your hands and your feet. So when you push it up, it takes a lot of muscular effort. It's all in your mind, but guess what? You still can build muscle. Even if you don't have that weight there, if you just imagine that it's challenging your muscles to push it up. We're going to do that 10 times. If you can just keep going with me, I really appreciate it. Down we go. That's 10. Bring it down. Push it up, it's heavy. Push it up, 9. Bring it down. Push it up, it's heavy, 8. Push it up. Bring it on down. Again, 7. Pushing it up. Whatever you imagine it to be. Maybe it's like a big slab of concrete on your hands and feet. It's super heavy. Push it up. I think we're at 6. Maybe I cheated you one there. Here comes 5. Maybe it's so heavy that your head comes off the mat and you're using your torso muscles as well as your arms and legs. 3. Push it up. Head coming off the mat. Tailbone rising up. 2. Last one. Lift it up. And let's just point the toes and fingers towards the ceiling. Lift the head off the mat and reach for the ceiling. Reach up, reach up, reach up. Keep breathing. Breathing. Beautiful belly breath. Beautiful, and we're going to come down now. Find your Savasana, which is a fancy way of saying stretch your arms and legs out, arms away from your torso, palm up, feet flop outward, knees soft, body heavy. Whew, that feels good. Take your arms overhead and reach. Body reach as long as it can. Stretch your feet. away from your hips. Point your toes. Stretch your fingertips away from your torso. Reach up, stretch long through the body. Breathe in and expand your ribcage as big as you can get it. Stretch and then release, relax, and let's bring the toes and the feet and the heels together, soles together on the feet. Hands come to rest on your chest and your belly. Knees seeking the floor. If this is too stressful for your inner thigh, maybe you've got a couple of pillows you can put there. Otherwise, just move your heels away from your hips. And if you need to, you can stretch your legs all the way out. So we have one hand on the heart and one hand on the belly button. As you breathe, feel your fingers moving up and down. Three more breaths. Allow yourself to be totally relaxed. Beautiful. All right. Let's stretch those legs out. Arms can be wherever you want them to be right now. We're going to bend the right leg and circle the knee around. You may turn your hands palm down if you feel like you need a little bit of support. You can circle your knee as big as is comfortable for you. You can keep it small if you feel like you've got limited range of motion or you feel a clicking noise in your hip, clicking sensation. It just means there's probably a little bit of calcium buildup in there. You don't want to irritate that. So keep it small if you feel that. Let's work with our breath as we circle the knee around. And you can change the direction your knee circles whenever you want to. Listen to the body. You'll know when to do it. Breathe as you move. Three more times all the way around. Breathe. And let the leg come to the floor. Other knee comes up, circle it around. Change direction whenever you want. Keep breathing. You can visualize that ball and socket joint in the hip working around the full 360 degrees. Even if it's a small circle, you're still getting that wonderful movement and flushing out toxins. Release with your breath. Beautiful. Let's lay that leg down on the floor and do another long body stretch. Reach your arms overhead, inflate your lungs, stretch your toes away from your torso. Reach your fingers as far away as you can, lengthen the body and breathe deep. Exhale. Beautiful. Right knee bends again. Bring it up to the chest. Both hands clasp on the knee. Squeeze it to the chest and push it away. Exhale when you squeeze it in. Inhale when you push it away. Awesome. Hold it in. Squeeze it in. Strong arm muscles working to hold that knee right in at your chest. Keep holding it in. Keep breathing. And then when you release, we'll stretch the leg up towards the ceiling. If your leg is bent, don't judge yourself. That's fine. You can have a bent knee. No worries. We're going to pull that leg a little bit towards the face, 1 inch or 2. Back to vertical. We think of vertical straight up out of the hip like a lamppost, or if your knee is bent, maybe it's a slightly bent lamppost. That happens sometimes. That's your comfort zone, straight up out of your hip. We're reaching the leg towards the face, and that is your range of motion. So we find the full range of motion from your comfort zone to your therapeutic edge, wherever that may be. It's nice to acknowledge that edge, so just give it a little nudge and back away with your breath. Connected to the movement. Always. Beautiful belly breath. Nice. All right. We're going to hold that leg at or near your therapeutic edge for 30 seconds. Just go ahead and try to relax the leg. Hold it steady. No movement. It's a static stretch. We're asking the back of the leg from the hips to the knee, even to the Achilles tendon in the heel, to just relax. Relax. Stretch long and relax. Keep breathing. And now that we've been a little patient, maybe you feel the urge to go deeper into your stretch. If you feel that urge and you want to, you could go a little bit deeper. Maybe 1 centimeter, maybe 2 centimeters. Probably not more than that. Asking the back of the leg to relax, to stretch, to lengthen, to create space in the hip, in the back of the knee, through the hamstring muscle back there. And release, spin the knee. And gently bring it back to the floor. Let's spin the other leg. That for me is the left knee. Bring it to the chest. Hands come to the knee. Squeeze it in. Release. Squeeze it into the chest and release. Breathing in when you release. Breathing out when you squeeze the leg in. Let's see if we can hold the knee in with strong arm muscles and strong hands. Right into the chest with strong compression in the hip, in the knee. Pulling the leg towards the chest. Holding strong arms. Keep breathing. And then release. Let's straighten that leg up. If it doesn't go all the way straight, don't worry. You can hold the leg above the knee above the hip in your comfort zone. And gently bring the leg 1 or 2 inches closer to your face and then back to vertical. Slowly explore your range of motion. See what your flexibility is today without judgment, with love and appreciation, just grateful for the opportunity to stretch and breathe and feel better. To know we're doing our body a good thing right now by stretching, breathing, and being at peace, in balance. Maybe you found your full range of motion now. You're nudging your therapeutic edge and backing away. Let's see if we can stay at the therapeutic edge for 30 seconds for a static stretch. Just asking the leg to relax, the back of the knee, the hip, and every part in between. How you doing? You still with me? Thank you. Wonderful to see you today. Stretch and breathe with joy, bringing vibrant joy into the body with our breath. Wonderful. Now we've been here for about 30 seconds, so you might feel an urge to go a little deeper, and if you do, you can follow it in 1 or 2 centimeters, probably not more than that. Don't overstretch. Don't push yourself beyond your limits. Find that electricity moving through the body, that chi, energy. Listen to the body with respect, the inner wisdom And when you're ready, we'll release the leg, bend the knee, and let it come back down to the floor. Let's do another long body stretch. Arms overhead, toes pointed, reach. Breathe in, maybe even yawn or sigh. You could do one arm a little taller, one leg a little longer. Put some flexibility in the side body. Stretch like you're picking apples out of a tree. Oh, yeah. And bring your hands back to your belly. Bend your knees. Put your heels on the floor. We're going to pick the hips up just an inch and tuck the tailbone under, lengthening in the lower back. And pick your head up and shoulders up and lengthen through the upper back. Beautiful. Hands are going to come to the floor next to your hips. Fingers pointing towards your heels. Palms are down. We're going to see if we can pick those hips up into the air. Make a bridge between your heels and your shoulders. Squeeze your buttocks in. Lift your hips up. Maybe your chest is rising up to meet your chin. Maybe your chin points down towards your chest a little bit, lengthening in the back of the neck. Try to keep your legs parallel, your knees not splaying outward. Squeeze the buttocks in a little more, lift them up a little higher. And as we come out of this, we're going to try and roll down one vertebrae at a time from the upper back. One vertebrae touches the floor at a time. Upper back, middle back, lower back, and tailbone. Let the knees widen, soles of the feet come together, arms rise up into the surrender pose. Recline to cobbler, release and relax. Sinking down into the floor, beautiful, release and relax. And we're going to bring the knees up, feet flat on the floor by your hips again. Hands restore their position, fingers pointing towards your heels. Lift up into a second bridge. Squeeze the buttocks. Press your feet down into the floor. Lengthen through the back of the neck. Lift the chest. Lift the hips. Squeeze the buttocks. Lift a little higher. Push your feet down into the floor. Good breathing here, belly breathing. And roll your back one vertebrae at a time down. Nestle your hips down into the floor. Bring your knees to your chest, hands to your knees. Squeeze it in and release. Squeeze it in and release. Squeeze it in and release. Squeeze it in, hold it in. Strong arms, strong hands. Hold your knees in. Release about 1/3 of the way and open the knees wide. Close the knees. Stretch the legs up to the ceiling. Bend the knees down. Stretch them up and down. Stretch them up and down. Stretch them up. And bring it down. Feet to the floor. We're going to do another bridge. This time, if you want, you can do the high bridge. So we'll start the same way. Hands on the floor. Fingers point towards the heels. Lift the hips up. Now you can walk your shoulders together underneath your upper back and clasp your hands together under your tailbone. If you did that, you may find you can really push those hips up quite higher because you're up on your arms now instead of on your upper back. Big belly breath here. Try to keep your thighs parallel, knees not splaying outward. Push your feet into the floor. Lift your hips up. Squeeze your buttocks in. Let's release the hands and reach straight up to the ceiling. Fingers reaching right up over your shoulders, straight up. Roll the back down onto the floor, one vertebrae at a time. Beautiful. Arms come to T position, straight out from your shoulders, palms up. Let's cross the right knee over the left and drop both knees to the left. Here we relax. You can modify, straighten out one leg if you want. Shift your knees so they're not really crossed anymore. Let's drop the back arm. For me, it's the right arm because my knees are pointing left, down towards the hips as if you're reaching your fingers towards your heel. And your upper arm, my left arm, reach it up. And your face can point up towards the ceiling if you want, or it can look left. Or if you feel the urge and you want, you can look right, putting a little spinal twist all the way up to the neck. Don't do that though if it keeps you from relaxing. If you're feeling like you're holding your neck in that position, it's better that you turn it in the same direction as your knees so you can really relax. Take a moment to scan through your spine. Ask every section, tailbone, lower back, mid-back, upper back, cervical, and neck. Ask every section, are you 100% relaxed? If not, why not? It's no judgment, just ask why aren't you relaxed? What's going on? And then maybe just suggest, try to relax, try to let go. It's okay, you can let go. Trust yourself enough to release. If you can release 100%, it's so healing. Your exhalations connect to the cells that have been tight, sort of automatically clenched, ready for fight or flight. This is your opportunity to let that tension release. Let those toxins cleanse away with your exhalation and exit the body and breathe fresh, clean air, clean fuel into the bloodstream, into the cells. Thank you. Wonderful. Let's see if we can roll onto our back and straighten the legs and do another long body stretch. Arms overhead, legs straight, toes point, we reach. Inhale big, exhale all the way. All right, let's bend the knees again. Bring the heels close to the hips. Cross your legs the other way, arms out in a letter T. This is left knee over right for me, if you're with me. And drop both knees to the right. Your back arm, your left arm will drop down to reach for your heel. Your other arm reaches up, so you get a nice twist going in the spine. Remember, you don't have to keep your knees really crossed. Once you twist over, you can find what position best serves you right now. We just want to be balanced so we can relax and feel that beautiful spinal twist. Trust yourself enough to relax every part of the spine and hips and shoulders and neck. Today's yoga practice is an extra gentle one. We're just keeping it nice and down on the mat today. Release, relax. Let your mind drift. Let heaviness fill your limbs and your torso. Don't anticipate the next move. Don't allow yourself to be bored. Stay with your breath. When you're ready, roll back onto your back. Place those heels a little bit close to your hips, not necessarily that close. In fact, let's wiggle the toes and pull the knees good distance away. Reach your hands straight up for the ceiling above your shoulders and pick your head up off the mat. See if you can do one very slow sit-up. Awesome. We're going to come back to easy pose, gently sitting in cross-legged position. Get that back straight, hands rest on the knees, palms up, shoulders over hips, lifting the top of the head up. And exhale, release the neck, drop the head. Round the back, slump the shoulders, release your belly. Begin to slowly move left and right with your shoulders, shifting your weight, shifting your weight from one hip to the other, and just allow your head to roll towards the lower shoulder. Let arms flop or slide wherever, as you just let everything be super soft. Let's go 2 or 3 more times back and forth, rounding the back. Soften through the belly, letting the head just roll through gravity's pull towards one shoulder and then the other as you move your weight from one hip to the other, back and forth. And let's find the center and slowly straighten up again. Bring your hands to prayer pose. Let's push the hands together. So bring the elbows up. Arms are sort of parallel to the floor here. And press your hands against each other. Fingertips pushing against each other. Strong arms, strong fingers, strong hands. Try to include the work in the shoulders, in the chest muscles, underneath the clavicle, underneath the collarbone, and all the way around to your shoulder blades. Keep pushing and keep breathing. Strong arms. Push, push, push. Breathe. Let the right arm be overpowering the left so they shift towards the left shoulder. And then the left arm becomes stronger and it pushes back to the center. Then the left arm overpowers the right. Push it over towards your right shoulder. Right arm overpowers the left. Bring it back to the center. Do that again one more time. Find that balance in the arm strength. Beautiful. Interlock your fingers and push forward. Round your back. Drop your head. Push the hands way forward. Feel your shoulder blades shift away from each other, creating a little extra space between the shoulder blades. Dropping the head, pushing the hands forward. And with a big inhalation, we're going to bring those hands just like they are overhead, straightening the back. Breathe in. Exhale, hands to the back of the head, elbows go way back. Look up through the top of your eyes and blink. Squeeze your shoulder blades a little bit. Lengthen through the neck. Beautiful. Now we're going to gently drop one elbow down, one elbow up. Don't go too far. And bring it up with a breath. Breathe in. Exhale, drop it the other way. Bring it up. Breathe in. Exhale, we go over. Don't go too far. And over the other way. Come back up. Breathe in. Stretch the arms overhead up. Round the back. Drop the head. Reach the hands way forward. And bring it back to your heart prayer pose. Interlock your fingers and squeeze and release a few times. Squeeze and pull. Pull the hands apart, but keep the fingers clenching together. Use those same muscles, arms, shoulders, fingers, hands, the chest, the shoulder blades. Keep that posture beautiful. Squeeze your shoulder blades together back there, pulling the arms apart, but the hands won't let them go apart. Pull, pull, pull. Keep breathing. One more breath, pulling apart as hard as you can. All right.
right, release and stretch the arms wide. Reach for opposite walls. Turn the palms up. Bring it up. Stretch tall. Reach up. Breathe in. Right hand drops down. You can watch it slowly come to the floor, resting on the floor by your hip. Look at it there. Reach the other hand way up, 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 up. Stretch up. Look down. And then just let that shoulder come back into its socket. We're going to walk the fingers away, bring the elbow down, and stretch over through the side body. Stay here for 2 breaths. Feel the stretch from hip all the way to fingertips, creating a little extra space between the rib bones on the side. Feel the stretch in the armpit, elbow, wrist, fingertips, palm of the hand. And when you're ready, push against the floor and bring the hands out from the shoulders again, horizontal. Turn the palms up, lift up, breathe in. Stretch as tall as you can, breathe in big. And the left hand drops down. You can watch it go all the way down to the floor to rest on the floor. Look at it there. Stretch the other hand way up, way straight up as high as it can reach. Reach it up, up, up. Look down at your one hand. Stretch the other hand straight up. And then release and let the shoulder sink back down to its shoulder socket. Walk your fingers away from your hip. Bring your elbow down, stretching over. Creating space between the rib bones on the side, feeling the stretch in the hip, the waist, the side of the chest, the armpit, the elbow, the wrist, the palm of the hand, fingers spread wide, energy traveling out your fingertips like lightning bolts. Breathe. Wonderful. Push against the floor. Bring yourself back up. Arms straight out. Turn the palms up. Reach up. Breathe in. Find your prayer hands and bring it back to your heart. Keep that length in the spine. Keep that top of the head reaching up. Let's bring the fingertips, wrists, and elbows together. And lift and sink. Breathe in. Lift. Exhale, sink. Maybe you can get the elbows down close to the belly and then push it back up. Fingertips way up. Elbows come up by your forehead. Breathe and move. Awesome. Bring the hands to your heart. Take a moment for yourself here. Acknowledge your effort, your good effort. For that effort, you're going to give yourself a pat on the back. So take your dominant hand, right hand if you're right-handed, left hand if you're left-handed. Reach back and give yourself a pat on the back. Notice this elbow is pointing up towards heaven. All right, keep those fingers right there. Reach the other hand around behind, as if you wanted to touch your fingers back there. They probably won't touch, and that's okay. We're just reaching. And let the front of your chest, your sternum, move forward. Imagine you're shining your heart forward, all the radiant love pouring out from you like sunshine from the sun. And we're going to try and bring both hands out of this position at the same time. If it doesn't work, it's okay. But if you can, straighten one arm up, one arm down, and bring them around the other way like windmills, blades. Bend it down. This is your non-dominant hand, so you probably don't have that much flexibility. And I certainly don't. So this is going to be a bigger gap between your fingers for sure. But it's okay still. Let your chest push forward. Shine the love of your heart out like radiant sunshine. Breathe deep and keep that top elbow reaching up towards heaven if you can. And then we're going to try and come out of this, both arms moving in unison, straightening the elbows, reach it up and out. Windmill the arms out, bring them both up, overhead, stretch up as tall as you can, reach up, look up and wiggle your fingers, breathe in. And find your prayer hands and bring it down. Beautiful. Let's do a little cat and cow. Get up on your hands and knees. If your knees feel a little bit stressed in this position, you can put a pillow here underneath your knees, or you can take your yoga mat and triple it up, double it up underneath your knees. Take a moment to make sure you're well aligned. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And be sure you're pushing away in your shoulders and neck area. Do not do this collapsing thing where the shoulders scrunch up together. We want to be strong in the arms and shoulders. Push your fingertips into the floor just a little bit for me. Spread your fingers wide. Drop your head, drop your tailbone, arch the middle of the back up. And then come back to the flat back, and then lift your face, lift your tailbone, and let the middle of the back sink down. Come back to a flat back. Look around your right shoulder for your right hip. Stick your hip out. You probably won't see it. That's okay. Look for the hip around your shoulder. Come back to the middle and look the other way around your left shoulder for your left hip. Stick the hip out. Come back. Arch it up. Drop your head. Drop your tailbone. Cat. And cow. Look for your right hip. Look for your left hip. Back to the middle. Cat and cow. Searching for right hip. Searching for left hip. Back to the middle. Cat and cow. Are you breathing? I hope you're breathing. Let's just cat and cow for a moment to get the breath moving. Let's try a little stability test here. Staying in our table position, take your right hand and your left foot and reach out. Alternate balance. And change sides. Holding for 15 seconds. If you can't do it, you feel a little wobbly, you can always drop your big toe down for a little extra point of balance. Let's try that one more time now that we know what we're doing. Reaching alternate limbs, finding balance, finding strength, finding support. And switch sides. Wonderful. 5 seconds more. Hold it. Keep breathing. All right. Hands down, knees down. We're going to find pose of a child here. Just sink the hips down to the heels. Reach the hands forward with a couple of steps. Reach the fingers forward. Drop the forehead to the floor in front of your knees. Or maybe it doesn't touch the floor, but it sort of is suspended there above the floor in front of your knees. Pose of a child. A pose of humility. Acceptance, balance. You come out of pose of a child, walk your hands back towards your knees. And see if you can roll your spine up, starting at the tailbone and going through each vertebrae. Stack them up slowly. Wonderful. And we're going to end today with our legs in a nice little twist. So bring as if you're going to sit cross-legged, right? But then take your top leg and put it up and grab a hold of that bottom foot and bring it back by your heel. And then bring your leg across, grab that top foot and bring it back by your hip. So the heels are close to the hips but on opposite sides. The knees are stacked vertically in front of your chest. And you can just cross your fingers on your top knee and think about straightening your spine. Think about trying to get both hips level on the ground. You won't be able to, but try to level them out a little bit. Breathing from the belly. Take a moment for yourself here. And let's lay our hands on our feet. So the soles of the feet and the palms of the hands get a moment to communicate. And the fingers rest on the toes, and they get a moment to communicate. Your most extreme extremities, taking a moment to connect energy back into the body, recycling it. Keep breathing and try to keep that back straight, lifting the top of the head up. Try to push your hips down into the earth. So at the same time, the top of the head reaches for heaven and the hips seek the earth's energy. Wonderful. Let's put our hands behind our hips on the floor. Sit way back on your tailbone and work the legs around the other way. Bring that bottom heel back by its hip, its opposite hip, and the top heel, the top foot coming back by its opposite hip. Knees stacked vertically in front of the torso. The soles of the feet point up towards heaven, and we rest our hands on the soles of the feet, fingers and toes touching. Take a moment to find gratitude in your heart. Gratitude that you did yoga today. Thank yourself. If there's somebody that you want to send some love and healing energy to, there's a lot of people needing loving energy. Try and spread peace through your smile, through your attitude. Believe that peace is possible in this world. If you don't believe it's possible, we'll never achieve it. The first step is knowing it's possible. So that's my passion, that's my focus, that's my mission. I use yoga as a way to achieve a little step in that direction. And I'm so grateful that you joined me for yoga. It's a gentle practice here at Lisa with Yoga SXM. And shout out to the people at World Hunger Relief Incorporated who got me this t-shirt, which is awesome. And you can check them out as well, World Hunger Relief Inc. I'm sure they have a place for you to donate if you'd like to. In the meantime, I send you my most sincere namaste. From my heart to yours, I see the divine in you, and I am so grateful. Thank you for your presence, and have a lovely day.